number 37 is Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. What exactly is his role in this entire scam?
See, the whole issue is about a corporation and the complaint given by a corporation to CID. CID is a state investigating agency. Anywhere any irregularities happen in the government says you investigate. So when CID investigated in this, it found that a skill development corporation found certain irregularities when its former directors were in power or at the saddle. So when we start looking at former director of skill corporation, then we look at former higher education, former secretaries and former finance secretaries and all that. In that process, then we slowly land upon the former chief minister who has allowed it to happen or who has pressurized it to happen. So when we find the notings and all that, we naturally land upon the fact that as a head of government, he has exerted enough of pressure on officers involved.
Do you have enough evidence to show that Mr. Naidu is the ultimate beneficiary out of this entire case? Why is it that his name was not registered in the FIR in the first place if he's a crucial key to your entire case?
The FIR is itself a beginning document, and we began with a corporation. The corporation headed by somebody who had left the corporation. And then FIRs never always cover all the accused. The accused who are identified during the course of investigation are added to the in the CD file, and courts are intimated as to addition or deletion of any accused. When you find somebody has to be added, you add. When somebody has to be deleted according to the culpability, we delete. And this is intimated to the courts. So it looks sensational that a 37th person is now named A1, and because A1 is the former CM, therefore there is political color to this or political pressure to this and all that. But then this is a case that existed from 2018, in which the GST irregularities had come out first. The GST wrote and alerted the then government, look, there is some irregularity happening. It involves your skill development corporation, as I showed you in the presentation. It involves Siemens, and it involves your government. And that's how it began. And then ED also, Income Tax Department also, is into this. So over a period of time, things become clear in investigation.
So ED in its investigation has been able to trace 70 crores of the money trail. You have done your parallel investigation. How much of the money trail has been traced? Question number 1. And 2 is 241 crores has been dubbed as the proceeds of crime. Has all of that money been traced to Mr. Naidu, or was he unaware of the facts that Design Tech, which is being brought on board, is actually associated with a shell company, brought in a third party in this picture, which was in the knowledge of Mr. Naidu, is what you're saying?
So you are saying that it is quite possible that he might not be knowing the role of Design Tech. But here, Design Tech is brought forward as a partner in the tripartite agreement. The agreement stands on 3 entities: the SISW, the Skill Development Corporation, and Design Tech. And all this happened with the active participation, promotion, as well as approvals given by the former CM. The dates of approvals given to him, we have shown you there. And the dates of participation of these 3 entities, it clearly matches. So there is no doubt about the pushing of the money from the system into private hands. And the money that has been routed is done through people who are in the radar of ED and CID and who have a record of creating false invoices, fake invoices. And the PA of the former CM is directly involved in this, and we are trying to get him. And he is not accessible. The very fact that he ran away and so many other evidences, they point to the need to investigate further. Money converted into cash is ultimately routed to individuals. How much of that we could recover depends on the course of investigation. We just cannot predict how much of it can be actually recovered. But first of all, the MO is established, the persons are identified, and the persons who have to be brought to custody or to investigation is in the process. One of them happens to be a former CM. That's all. All the persons are human beings only. One of them is a former CM. And it is quite likely that you attach political importance to an individual. With due respect to the former highest executive, Otherwise, it's a different matter.
How do you respond to the allegations that you're not questioning bureaucrats who were part of Mr. Naidu, Prem Chandra Reddy, Ajay Kalam Reddy? You've said you've taken their statements under the sword of secrecy, but the allegation is that you are shielding them to book Mr. Naidu.
A mere allegation doesn't justify the question being raised. The point here is there are several officers. The motivated way in which certain 2-3 officers' names are touted. Why the people are not asking another 10-15 names? Why only 2 names? So all these officers have their participation in the role and various roles that they've taken up at various points of their tenures. Some of them and their tenures and their actions point towards active connivance and towards achieving the end goal of pushing the money out of the system. Some of the officers have played the role of as a functionary given to them. And in their capacities, they have mentioned in their capacities their apprehensions, their doubts, and their disapproval. In spite of that, it was overridden. And that can only happen when highest executive government exerts pressure.
Have your investigations revealed that Mr. Naidu was aware of the shell companies?
That is what we are
Or
going.
is it based on the statement?
The connections of people and the tracing of the entities involved is done part of investigation. And the prima facie evidence that we placed before the court has resulted in remand. And we intend to question him further so that the investigation will move forward.
So my last 2 questions, if you could explain to our viewers, Gujarat had also taken up the same project. Maharashtra had also taken up the same project. The the allegation put forth from the TDP side is, we implemented the same model to the T. Where is the discrepancy?
Model? Who implemented?
Basically, the skill development project that took up in Gujarat
That's
was
very
to
simple.
be implemented.
See, in
here.
Gujarat, the model was actually implemented. The onus is claimed by the parent company. Here, the parent company sends a mail to the Andhra CID that look, there's some hera-pheri that happened. We are in no way connected except the 58 crores that is involved in pushing, in giving software to this project. There is nothing like 90%. In Gujarat, there is 85%. In Andhra, there is only, not even a DPR, there is only a presentation. And the parent company has stated clearly that we have not ever projected this 90-10 funding pattern. We are not party to this 90-10. We are not party to 3,300 crore project. It's stated clearly by the parent company at Germany in their mail. And the parent company engaged a forensic investigation into it. And they came and they completed their investigation into their own company, which is that SISW. And they have gone on record and given in writing to CID that their company, headed by that individual, had committed crime, and these are the findings that they have found. They have alerted us. This is the finding.
So my last question, CID is also seeking Mr. Naidu's custody for several other cases. If you could give us what is your plan forward?
We already told you that we have asked for a prisoner transit warrant for the inner ring road case, so that we could continue the investigation that needs to be done in that case being related and close within the Andhra Pradesh. That is what...
The timing is being questioned, sir.
The timing of IRR case?
All the cases being pushed right now. So what
The
do you have to
cases,
say about that?
see, if all the cases have birth, the FIRs are born today, then you can question the time. You can question the timing if the FIRs are all born today. Is that the case? The FIR is all 1.5 year old, 1 year old, and the investigation has continued. Arrests have been made earlier. Several things have happened down the lane. Isn't it?
Thank you.
Thank you.